Dear students, we are going to learn a new topic in intermediate second year mathematics 2A, that is theory of equations. We have completed complex numbers, De Moivre's theorem, quadratic equations in our YouTube channel. So total playlists are available in under the playlist command, playlist link. So go through those links and learn complex numbers, De Moivre's theorem, next quadratic equations. Okay, so అండ్ షేర్ అంటే మీకు ఎవరైనా ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఉంటే వాళ్ళకు కూడా షేర్ చేసి ఇంకా వాళ్ళకు కూడా నేర్చుకునేలా చేయండి. ఓకేనా? సో ప్రతి కాన్సెప్ట్, ప్రతి ఎక్సర్సైజ్ ప్రాబ్లం, నెక్స్ట్ మీరు కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్కి ఎలా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వాలి, ఎలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతాడు, ఇంటర్మీడియట్ పబ్లిక్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్లో ఎలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ అడగడం జరుగుతుంది, ఇలాంటివి ప్రతి కాన్సెప్ట్స్ని అందులో క్లియర్గా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడం జరిగింది. సో వాటిని అన్నీ నేర్చుకోండి. నౌ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు లర్న్ ఎ న్యూ చాప్టర్, దట్ ఈస్ theory of equations. So weightage of this chapter is 1 2 marks question, 1 7 marks question in intermediate public examination. So total 9 marks. The contents of this unit are relation between the roots and the coefficients in an equation, next remainder theorem, next fundamental theorem of algebra. Students, we have learned about quadratic equation, linear equation in one variable and two variables. Next, roots of quadratic equation, nature of the roots of a given quadratic equation. Next, what is the cubic equation, cubic polynomial, what is a polynomial. Okay, so these type of terminology already we have learned in 9th 10th standard, and also recently in the third unit also we have completed quadratic equation. So what is quadratic equation, what is quadratic inequation, what is the relation between quadratic equation and roots and the coefficients. So all these terms, all these concepts which are already we have seen in earlier classes. So in this unit we are going to learn the behavior, means we are going to learn about polynomial, nth degree polynomial, and the coefficients, and about roots. So the relation between roots and coefficients. So all these concepts we are going to learn. So the study of this type of equations is called as theory of equations. Okay, so మనం నేర్చుకున్న కాన్సెప్టే 10th లో 9th లో ఇంటర్మీడియట్లో మీన్స్ క్వాడ్రాటిక్ ఈక్వేషన్లో, బట్ కొంచెం డెప్త్గా ఉంటుంది, క్లియర్గా వినండి. సో 2 + 7 9 మార్క్స్ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో లెట్ us see one by one. First topic is relation between the roots and the coefficients of the equation. First definition, what is a polynomial of degree n? Polynomial of degree n. So here f of x is a polynomial of the form like this: a0 x to the power of n plus a1 x to the power of n minus 1 plus a2 x to the power of n minus 2 plus so on. Middle ith term, this is ai x power n minus I plus so on, last ends with an. So this is called a polynomial in x of degree n. So this is highest power, that is called as degree, that is n. Here the condition is this a0 should be not equal to 0, a0 should not be 0, a0 not equals to 0. And here this n is a non-negative integer, that means n belongs to whole number. Non-negative means non-negative, negative కావద్దు అంటే 0 1 2 3 we can take. So n belongs to whole number set. Okay, next here these are a0 a1 a2 an so on are called as real or complex numbers, or complex numbers simply we can say that. Okay, so complex number includes real numbers, right? So that's why these are complex numbers, and a0 this is not equal to 0, right? These are the conditions. మీరు రేపు ఏదైనా ఇంటర్వ్యూకి వెళ్ళారనుకోండి, ఏదైనా డెమోకి వెళ్ళానండి, ఏదైనా చెప్పడానికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు సో సింపుల్గా మీరు పాలినామియల్ అని ఏమో ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. సింపుల్గా వాళ్ళు వాట్ ఈస్ ఏ పాలినామియల్ అని డెఫినేషన్ అడుగుతారు, లేదా ఆ కోఎఫిషియెంట్స్ పైన వాటిని ఏమంటారు, ఏ నేమ్ తీసుకోవచ్చు, ఇలా సింపుల్ చిన్న బేసిక్స్ అడుగుతారు. సో బేసిక్సే చెప్పలేకపోతారు. సో కాబట్టి బేసిక్స్ పైన పర్ఫెక్ట్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఉండాలి. దట్స్ వై లెర్న్ కేర్ఫుల్లీ. నెక్స్ట్, these a0, a1, a2, an so on, an are called as the coefficients of the polynomial. These are the coefficients, x1, x coefficient, x square coefficient, x cube coefficient, like that, of the polynomial f of x. Next, here a0 ante here highest power, that is called degree. The coefficient of x4n is called as a0. So this a0 is the leading coefficient of f of x. This a0 is called as leading coefficient of f of x. Next, last one ends with a constant, right? So this an is the constant term or absolute term, constant term or absolute term of the polynomial f of x. Next, here this is general term ai. Here ai is called as coefficient of x power n minus I. a2 x power n minus 2 coefficient, a1 x power n minus 1, like that. a3 x power n minus 3, ai is the coefficient of x power n minus I. So these are the important points which we have to learn. Next, polynomial in x of degree n can be written as of the form f of x is equal to a0 plus a1x plus a2x square plus so on an x to the power of n, where an here n is the degree of the polynomial, an is the coefficient of the x power n. So that should not be equal to 0, that not equal to 0. Okay. So previously we have wrote like this, a0 x power n plus a1 x power n minus 1, like that. We can write like this also. ఈ విధంగా కూడా రాయొచ్చు. So in this one, highest power, this is the degree, this is the coefficient of the highest degree. So that is called as leading coefficient, and a0 is called as constant or absolute term of f of x, previously different. Okay, so observe the difference. Next, by definition, if two polynomials of degree same or equal, that means a0 x power n, a1 x power n minus 1, so on an is equal to b0 x power n plus b1 x power n minus 1, so on bn. So these two polynomials equal, then the corresponding coefficients also equal. That means ak is equal to bk for all k is equal to 0, 1, 2, so on n. For example, 2x square plus 3x plus 4 is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Then compare, we will get a is equal to 2, b is equal to 3 and c is equal to 4. Like that we can compare corresponding coefficients, similar powers of x, the coefficients of similar powers of x are equal. So this is the point. Next, in 9th class we have learned that a zero polynomial is denoted with 0. Zero polynomial example degree. So zero polynomial is nothing but 0. So the degree of 0 is zero polynomial is not defined. By means we can write it as 0 into x power 0, 0 into x power 1, 0 into x power 2, 0 into x power 100. So we cannot write a degree, that's why it is not defined. Next, degree of a constant polynomial means constant 1 can be written as 1 into x to the power of 0. Okay, so the degree of the constant polynomial is 0. Non-zero constant polynomial is 0. Next, linear polynomial in one variable, that is 2x plus 3. Here degree is 1. Next, quadratic polynomial, that is 2x square plus 3x plus 4. Here the degree is 2. Next, cubic polynomial, 4x cube minus 3x square plus 2, that is 3. Degree is 3. Next, biquadratic polynomial. So power 4, 5x power 4 minus 3, so the degree is 4. So like this we have different types of polynomials. Okay, and also one more point I will add it. Next, some more important points. First one, a polynomial with leading coefficient 1 is called as monic polynomial. That means f of x is equal to x power n plus a1 x power n minus 1 plus a2 x power n minus 2 plus so on an. So here the leading coefficient means the coefficient of x power n is 1. Coefficient of x power n is 1. So a polynomial with leading coefficient 1 is called as monic polynomial. Next, second point, if f of x is a polynomial of degree n greater than 0, that means n belongs to whole numbers, natural numbers, then the equation f of x is equal to 0 is called as polynomial equation or algebraic equation of degree n. So till now we have seen a polynomial, just general polynomial, f of x is equal to this one. So if we write equal to 0, so this polynomial become polynomial equation. Equal to 0 indicates that is a equation, that is an equation. So if f of x is a polynomial of degree n greater than 0, then the equation f of x is equal to 0, f of x is equal to 0 is called as polynomial equation of degree n or algebraic equation of degree n. Next, if f of x is equal to a polynomial and alpha is a real or complex number, simply it is a complex number, then if we replace x with alpha, then f of alpha is equal to a naught alpha power n, a1 alpha power n minus 1 plus so on an. So f of x is equal to this one, then f of alpha is equal to this one. Just replace x with alpha. So if f of x is equal to 0 is a polynomial of degree n, if we substitute alpha in this one, if the result is 0, then we can say that alpha is the 0 of the polynomial or root of the polynomial. So a real or complex number alpha is said to be a 0 of a polynomial or a root of the equation f of x is equal to 0 if f of alpha is equal to 0 after substituting alpha. అంటే ఆ పాలినామియల్ ఏదైనా నెంబర్ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తే ఆన్సర్ కనుక 0 వస్తే that number is called as 0 of the polynomial. So these type of points are already we have discussed in earlier classes. So there we have only quadratic polynomial or cubic polynomial. Here we have nth degree polynomial. Next, remainder theorem. Let f of x be a polynomial of degree n greater than 0. Let a be a complex number. Then there exists a polynomial q of x of degree n minus 1 such that this relation. Okay, so f of x is a polynomial. It is divided with x minus a. Then it is actually polynomial means degree n. As we are dividing with x, then q of x is a quotient of degree must and should be n minus 1. As here this is the degree n, this is degree 1. As we divide degree n with means that is x power n with x power 1, x power n with x power 1. So then the quotient become x power n minus 1. That is n minus 1 degree. After division we will get one remainder that is called as f of a. So then we can write this as f of x is equal to x minus a into q of x plus f of a. Okay, we know division, this is called as dividend, divisor, quotient, remainder. So when we divide this with after some long division, after some time we will get one remainder, let it be f of a. Okay, so this is the result, and here f of a is called as remainder. How can we find the remainder? Okay, just substituting a in the polynomial, then we will get the remainder. Okay, that's it. Now if this remainder is 0, then we can say that f of x is equal to x minus a into q of x. F of x is equal to x minus a into q of x plus f of a is 0, right? So this become vanish, we will get this result only. Then we can say that if it is f of x minus a divides f of x exactly, means remainder is 0, then we can say that x as 12, 4 3s are 12, 0. So 4 divides 12 exactly, means 4 after dividing 12 with 4 we are getting 0 as remainder. In this case we can say that 4 is the factor of 12, right? రిమైండర్ 0 వచ్చేలా ఏదైతే డివైడ్ చేస్తుందో దాన్ని ఏమంటాం ఫ్యాక్టర్ అంటాం. ఇక్కడ కూడా ఒకవేళ ఎఫ్ ఆఫ్ ఏ కనుక 0 అయినట్లయితే సో ఎక్స్ మైనస్ ఏ ఏమంటాం ఫ్యాక్టర్. ఒకవేళ ఎక్స్ మైనస్ ఏ ఫ్యాక్టర్ అయిందంటే రిమైండర్ ఏమవుతుంది 0. ఇఫ్ అండ్ ఓన్లీ ఇఫ్ మీన్స్. Okay, so let f of x be a polynomial of degree n greater than 0, then x minus a is a factor of f of x if and only if f of a is equal to 0. If f of a is equal to 0, x minus a factor. If x minus a is a factor, f of a is equal to 0. So that is the result, and these are the points regarding related to remainder theorem. Next, fundamental theorem of algebra. Important statement you should remember: every non-constant polynomial equation has at least one root. Every non-constant polynomial, it not be non-constant polynomial means it is a linear or quadratic or cubic or else. Okay, so linear polynomial means ax plus b which is equal to 0, we will get x is equal to minus b by a as one root. So one root. At least means kanisam okka root. So ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 has two roots or one root, equal roots, like that. So at least one root will be exist. At least one root will be exist. That is, a polynomial equation of degree n greater than 0 has at most n roots. This is at least one root. That means కనీసం ఒక్క రూట్ ఉండాలి. ఇక్కడ ఎట్ మోస్ట్ n distinct roots. ఎట్ మోస్ట్ n distinct roots అంటే మ్యాక్సిమం ఎన్ని ఉంటాయి n, మినిమం వన్ రూట్ ఉంటుంది. నెక్స్ట్ మ్యాక్సిమం n అంటే దాని డిగ్రీ ఎంతనో అన్ని రూట్స్ అనమాట. లీనియర్ ఈక్వేషన్ డిగ్రీ 1 కాబట్టి మ్యాక్సిమం ఎన్ని రూట్స్ ఉంటాయి, 1 రూట్. దిస్ ఈజ్ క్వాడ్రాటిక్ ఈక్వేషన్ కాబట్టి మ్యాక్సిమం ఎన్ని రూట్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఎట్ మోస్ట్ అంటే 2 ఉండొచ్చు, 2 కంటే తక్కువ ఉండొచ్చు. 1 root repeated, like that. Next, cubic polynomial అయితే maximum 3, minimum 1, like that. So these are the two statements, important statements. Next, if f of x is a polynomial of degree n greater than 0 with leading coefficient a, and these are the roots alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n are complex roots such that f of x can be written as, okay, so polynomial ax power n plus a naught x power n, like that polynomial will be there now. So that can be represented as a into x minus alpha 1 into x minus alpha 2 into so on x minus alpha n. Here alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n are the roots of the polynomial equation f of x is equal to 0. For example, if f of x is equal to this one, x into x minus 1 whole square into x minus 2. Here what are the roots? X can be written as x minus 0, right? So 0, 1, 1, 2, 1 twice repeated. So if roots are given, we can write the polynomial like this: x minus 0 into x minus 1 into x minus 1 into x minus 2. So this is the way of writing. When zeros are given, we can write quadratic we can write the polynomial form. If polynomial is given, we can write zeros also if those are in that form. Next, relation between the roots and the coefficients of nth degree polynomial. So here x power n leading coefficient is 1, x power n plus p1 x power n minus 1, p2 x power n minus 2, so on pn minus 1x plus pn is equal to 0 is the nth degree polynomial equation where alpha 1, alpha 2, so on alpha n be roots of this polynomial equation. Then this polynomial can be expressed as roots means x minus alpha 1 into x minus alpha into so on x minus alpha n. So do by multiplying all these terms we will get like this. First term x to the power of n minus of alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus so on alpha n whole power x power n minus 1 plus here sum of the roots alpha 1 to alpha n. Here sum of the product of the roots taken 2 at a time, alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 2 alpha 3 alpha 3 alpha 4 so on alpha n minus 1 alpha n into x power n minus 2. So next term we will get minus of sum of the product of the roots taken 3 at a time, alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 3 plus like that plus so on. Final term is minus 1 to the power of n into alpha 1 alpha 2 so on alpha n. Okay, so this is the product of this one. Now comparing like powers of the coefficients on both sides. Here x power n coefficient 1 and x power n minus 1 coefficient p1, here we have minus, right? So minus p1 is equal, that is indicated with s1. Okay, so sum of the roots, okay, that is s1, which is equal summation I is equal to 1 to n, I is equal to 1 to n alpha I, which is equal to alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus alpha 3 plus so on alpha n. Next, compare x power n minus 2 coefficients. Here we have p2, here we have sum of the product of the roots taken 2 at a time, that is alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 2 alpha 3 so on alpha n minus 1 alpha n. We can write in the summation form like this. So p2 is equal to s2, where sum of the product of the roots taken 2 at a time, summation 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to j less than or equal to n, alpha I alpha j means we will get alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 2 alpha 3 alpha 3 alpha 4 like that. Next, compare x power n minus 3 coefficients. We will get alternate negative positive, minus plus like that. So that's why I have wrote minus 1 whole power n into pn last term. Minus p3 is equal to sum of the product of the roots taken 3 at a time, here taken 3 at a time. So this is the expansion alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 3 alpha 1 alpha 3 alpha 4 like that. Many times we will get last one pn into minus 1 whole power n, which is equal to sn, which is equal to product of the all roots, that is alpha 1 alpha 2 so on alpha n. So this is the these are the points, important points which we should remember. Okay, so let us observe some general cases, some specific cases. Next, some observations. First note, f of x is equal to a naught x power n, a1 x power n minus 1 plus so on, a n is equal to 0 is a polynomial equation with the leading coefficient a naught not equal to 0. If we divide all terms with a naught, then a naught by a naught become 1, that is x power n plus a1 by a naught x power n minus 1 plus a2 by a naught x power n minus 2 plus so on a n by a naught is equal to 0. So whose roots are coincide with the roots of f of x is equal to 0. So in the previous just now we have completed one slide. In that one we have mentioned s1 s2 sn, right? So there s1 is equal to minus a1 by a naught, that is minus p1, right? s1 is equal to minus p1, which is equal to minus a1 by a naught. s2 is equal to p2, coefficient of x power n minus 2, that is a2 by a naught. So on sn is equal to minus 1 to the power of n a n by a naught, pn. Pn is nothing but a n by a naught. So this is one observation. And in 10th standard we have learned that quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is a quadratic equation whose roots are alpha comma beta. Then sum of the roots alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, and product of the roots alpha beta is equal to c by a. So that if we divide this polynomial with a, we will get x square plus b by ax plus c by a is equal to 0. So in this one sum of the roots is nothing but s1. s1 is equal to what? Minus a1 by a naught, this is minus x coefficient minus b by a, and s2 product of the roots s2 is nothing but this one c by a. Okay, product of the roots, actually this one, minus 1 power n value 2, right, n value 2 minus 1 power 2 minus 1 square plus, that is a to c by a. Okay, remember these formulas. Next, for n is equal to 3 in a polynomial equation, if we take n is equal to 3, then we get a cubic polynomial equation. So which is x cube plus p1 x square plus p2 x plus p3 is equal to 0. In general, we can write it as ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d is equal to 0. If we divide with leading coefficient a, then we will get x cube plus b by a x square plus c by x plus d by a is equal to 0. Now here S1 is nothing but sum of the roots, which is alpha plus beta plus gamma, which is equal to p1 x square coefficient, that is minus p1, which is minus b by a. Next, S2, sum of the product of the roots taken 2 at a time, that is alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equal to this one p2. Here p2 is nothing but c by a. Next, S3, product of the roots alpha beta gamma is equal to minus p3, this one, that is minus d by a. So remember these formulas, important one. Next, if we take n is equal to 4, then we get biquadratic equation, that is x power 4 plus p1 x cube plus p2 x square plus p3 x plus p4 is equal to 0. Let alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha 4 are the roots. Then S1, sum of the roots, which is equal to alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus alpha 3 plus alpha 4 is equal to minus p1. And S2, sum of the product of the roots taken 2 at a time, that is alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 2 alpha 3 alpha 3 alpha 4 alpha 4 alpha 1, which is equal to p2, that is coefficient of x square. S3, taken 3 at a time, sum of the product of the roots taken 3 at a time, alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 3 alpha 2 alpha 3 alpha 4 alpha 3 alpha 4 alpha 1 alpha 4 alpha 1 alpha 2, which is equal to minus p3. S4, product of all 4 roots alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 3 alpha 4 is equal to p4. So these are the concepts, important concepts you should remember. ఈ ఫార్ములాస్ అన్నీ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. సో ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్స్తోనే నెక్స్ట్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ 4a ఎక్సర్సైజ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ సాల్వ్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. సో ఎంసెట్లో ఐఐటీలో కూడా వీటిని బేస్ చేసుకొని ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అడగడం జరుగుతుంది. సో రిమెంబర్ దీస్ ఫార్ములాస్, ప్రాక్టీస్ దీస్ ఫార్ములాస్. Okay students, we will do the problems related to these formulas in next video. Okay, thank you.